For years, the global media has painted Prince William as rigid, cold, and unrelenting. He's often framed as the elder brother who simply refuses to extend an olive branch to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. But if you look a little closer at what's actually happening behind the heavy gates of Buckingham Palace and Windsor Castle, a far more complex and eye-opening story begins to emerge. William isn't acting out of a personal grudge. He's playing defense for the future of the British monarchy. And now, wave after wave of reports from deep within royal circles confirm one shocking reality. King Charles III, the father who always tried to play peacemaker and offer forgiveness, is finally realizing that William was right all along. Every single prediction William made about how Meghan Markle's presence would shatter the internal dynamics of the royal family has come true, one by one. From uncomfortable public moments to explosive media claims, right down to the collapse of the Sussex's commercial ventures in Hollywood. William called it long before anyone else saw it coming. So, what really went down behind closed doors? Why was William so certain from day one? And why has King Charles recently shifted his own stance on Harry and Meghan? Welcome back to The King. Today, we're breaking down the full timeline, the evidence, and the real reasons behind Prince William's unwavering decision to never welcome Meghan Markle back into the royal fold. To understand why William is standing his ground so firmly today, we have to rewind a few years, back before the fairy tale wedding at St. George's Chapel. At the time, Harry and Meghan's relationship was still in its early days. To the public, an independent, outspoken American actress felt like a breath of fresh air for the palace. But to Prince William, a future king trained since childhood to read people and guard the crown, certain subtle red flags were impossible to ignore. One incident that rarely gets talked about, yet proved to be a massive turning point for William, took place during a polo match in Windsor. Security and staff were caught off guard when Meghan was spotted snooping around the back of William's private car. When asked about it, her explanation felt awkward and kept shifting, first claiming she got lost, then saying she was just nervous being around the royals. For William, this raised immediate alarm bells. On camera, Meghan presented herself as a poised, brilliant woman completely unfazed by royal life. Yet off camera, a totally different narrative was being spun whenever convenient. That she was just a naive victim of confusing protocols. That was the exact moment, according to leading royal insiders, that William marked her card. He saw a clear pattern, facts and narratives being bent to manipulate public perception. For a future king, that's not just a personality clash. It's a direct threat to the stability of the institution. William knew the British monarchy hasn't survived for centuries on short-lived social media popularity. It survives on trust, loyalty, and consistency. Recognizing that Meghan brought volatile unpredictability, William tried to warn his brother. But sadly, Harry didn't take it as brotherly advice. He saw it as cold, snobbish rejection. It's easy to forget that before this massive rift, Prince William, Kate Middleton, Prince Harry, and Meghan Markle were dubbed by the press as the Fab Four. They were supposed to be the shiny future of a modernized monarchy. Four young, dynamic figures who could seamlessly bridge the gap to the next generation. But behind the broad smiles staged for Christmas at Sandringham, deep cracks were already forming. William reportedly sat Harry down and offered some very cautious advice. Don't rush into this. Take all the time you need to really get to know her. For William, that wasn't a snub. It was the exact same standard he held himself to when dating Kate Middleton for years before popping the question. He wanted to ensure that anyone stepping into the royal spotlight truly understood the heavy burden, the relentless scrutiny, and the sacrifices required. But Harry, who spent his entire life feeling overshadowed as the spare, didn't hear care in William's words. He heard arrogance. He felt William was actively trying to block his happiness. And so began the tragedy of their brotherhood. Blinded by passion, Harry chose to defend Meghan at all costs, while William became more convinced by the day that his fears were justified. As wedding preparations kicked off, the clash of cultures and values became impossible to hide. The leaked stories about the notorious bridesmaid dress argument between Kate and Meghan were just the tip of a massive iceberg behind closed doors at Kensington Palace. William watched as long-serving, loyal palace staff were pushed to their limits. He saw the tradition of humble public service, taught by the late Queen Elizabeth II, being traded in for Hollywood celebrity demands. From that point on, William knew this wouldn't end well. When Harry and Meghan stepped back from official duties in early 2020, the infamous Megxit, it should have been a chance for everyone to cool off. Instead, what followed completely scorched whatever bridges were left. The explosive Oprah Winfrey interview in March 2021 was a devastating blow that forced William to draw a line in the sand. Heavy accusations were thrown at the royal family on global television, ranging from discussions over skin tone to allegations that the palace ignored cries for mental health support. What cut William to the bone wasn't just the wild claims, but the timing. They aired these grievances while their grandfather, Prince Philip, lay dying in the hospital, and while Queen Elizabeth was in the final chapter of her historic reign. William felt his brother had traded family secrets and dignity for publicity and million-dollar deals in the U.S. Any lingering doubts William had were completely erased when the couple's Netflix docuseries aired. Audiences worldwide watched Meghan mockingly exaggerate a deep curtsy, reenacting her first meeting with Queen Elizabeth. Mocking a sacred tradition and the most respected figure in modern history was the final straw for William. From that moment on, the door to forgiveness was slammed shut and locked. And when Harry dropped his tell-all memoir, Spare, detailing a physical fight over Meghan in the Kensington Palace kitchen, William chose an elegant, powerful silence. No sit-down interviews, no frantic press releases, just the golden royal rule. Never complain, never explain. Now, a few years into their new life in Montecito, California, the grand narrative Harry and Meghan built is suffering serious reality checks. And this is where William's foresight has become crystal clear to the world and to King Charles. Take the recent phenomenon industry observers are calling the Martha Stewart effect. When Meghan attempted to launch her new lifestyle brand, she ran straight into the brutal reality of the American business world. Established icons like Martha Stewart, who spent decades building legitimate lifestyle empires, naturally set a bar so high that Meghan's efforts came across as superficial and lacking real substance. As their media deals get canceled one after another, and Hollywood elite quietly distance themselves, the world is finally seeing what William saw years ago. Without the prestige and backing of the British crown, their personal brand simply lacks staying power. King Charles, who kept photos of Harry on his desk and always hoped for a reconciliation as a loving father, has finally caught on. On Harry's recent trips to the UK, the shift in treatment was impossible to miss. No luxury stays at Buckingham Palace or Windsor. Meetings with the king were strictly brief, highly formal, and kept on a tight leash. Charles finally gets William's stance. The king realized that every time the palace tried to show warmth or flexibility, it was instantly repackaged into American media content. William proved to his father that the only way to protect the Britoits. Today, Prince William and Kate Middleton stand as the absolute pillars of the future British monarchy. Together with their 3 children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, they represent stability, continuity, and unwavering duty to the nation. William has shown he possesses the true qualities of a future king. resolute, strategic, and completely unafraid to make tough choices for the greater good. He has chosen his duty to the people of the UK and the Commonwealth over personal family drama. For Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the road back to royal life is officially closed. William's firmness, backed by hard reality, has made King Charles step back from pushing a reconciliation that could endanger the throne. History will record this era as one of the ultimate tests for the modern monarchy, and Prince William has proven he is ready to guard the realm. What do you think? Did Prince William make the right call by drawing such a hard line against Harry and Meghan? Or should there still be room for forgiveness down the road? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your take. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit that like button, share the video, and subscribe with notifications turned on so you never miss an update on the King. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.